Okay, now let's continue our workshop after stopping at the module number 9 about the cursor. Now let's continue with the module of text. So I open the file number 10 with the title of text. Okay, so here we have our regular A-frame JavaScript library on the head section, and then on the body section, inside the body section or body tag, we have as usual the async, and then after that we will just simply put the tag a text inside the async to create a new three-dimensional text object. So here what we will do. So let's try to type, a text, this one, right? And let's put some attribute for the text contents. We need to put it inside the component of tag and yeah, the text, I think. The value. For example, this is a text. Okay, without any period, just text something like this, and then let's specify the color. Maybe we can try to see what is the color if we do not specify it. Let's check. So I was just gonna open the live server. I need to open my Mozilla Firefox to test it. Alright. So it's supposed to be white because we have a white background and we cannot see anything in this case. So I believe that it should be white. So for example, if we just change the color into black, then we should have a text. No. Wait, I need to check. Oh yeah, the most important thing, the position. We should declare or define the position for all objects that we have in a frame. You still remember that in the previous module when we create our new sphere, the first sphere, it didn't show up because we didn't specify the position. Position is very important. Okay, like for example, the x is 0, the y is 1.5, and it's a -2, something like this. And here we go, our text finally appears. Now we can, if you want to change this to any hex value of a color, is also fine. You can do it this way as well, right? This is yellow. If you want to make it magenta, green and blue, this is cyan. If you want to create a magenta, is something like this. All right, this is perfect. And then what else? Yeah, I think this is the main or the primary attribute that you need to write for the a text. Now I would like to demonstrate another way to represent or to present textual or the three-dimensional text on our A-frame. The second option, the second method to do that is gadget, yes, a entity. And usually we want to build any object, the regular objects on the A-frame, we just use geometry, right? for the component, but for the text, the component's name will be text. And here we need to specify the attribute with a CSS like. The same attribute value, we need to type it like this. This is a text type or build with a entity. Okay, right. And then the color, let's make it blue. I'm sorry, I forgot to give the semicolon here. And the position, you should put it here. The position is the same, 1.5 and -2. Yeah, this is what we got. And maybe you realize that the size is suddenly got smaller, right, comparing to the previous text. This is because all the three-dimensional text that we create in an A-frame, they kind of be placed in a exact or fixed wrapped space, horizontal space. So in this matter, we need to, if you want to make sure that your the size of your text is appropriate, then you need to set your what's so-called wrap count, this variable. Okay, like example 11, then we can have 11 text. Okay, so basically the horizontal space is fixed for the text, so we need to make sure how many characters that we want to include in a single line, and that is the wrap count, this one. And we can also set the alignment. For example, by default is a left, and if you wanted to make it a center, you just do it this way, and we got the centered text. Okay, and then we can also switch the color of for example, if normally we will create, give me a moment. In this case, this is a blue text on white text box, right? If we want to create a white text on blue text box, then we can make it this way. Negate true. Wait, still the same. Oh, we need to specify the geometry. Oh, what is it if we make it false? I'm sorry, this one. Yeah, negate false, then we switch the text is white, the text box is blue. So this is the way to make it. And what other things that is interesting to put in here? Maybe the font. Okay, the fonts, we can specify our own font and put it here. Okay, and please make sure that you have the MSDF JSON file. How to you need to read the documentation, basically. The A-frame custom font. Okay, and you can find, give me a moment. This one. So you can go to the this generator, okay, you need to upload your font, any font that you have, and then select any characters that you want to include in your font. So for example, just maybe alphanumeric, so you just type A, B, C to Z for the capital and the small letters, and then followed by the numbers maybe. So you can just type it here, A, B, C, D, blah blah blah, blah up to the Z, okay. And if you need to also use any maybe for example period or comma, and then just put it here. And then yeah, you need to create the MSDF, download it, and then put it on your folder, something like this, okay. You will got these two files. The PNG is like a sample of the fonts that that may appear, okay. And to include, I will just going to do this way, font, because it's under the folder fonts, right? And then railway semi-bold, I'm sorry, it should be like this, and then msdf.json, okay. All right, and then yeah, I think that's all. Then let's see. So this is with the new font, okay, with the railway, okay. Now the next one, we can also specify some geometry to be the text box, okay. So we can specify the geometry in here. Okay, the geometry, for example, let's create a plane, okay, and then with some width, for example, wait, maybe just make it auto, okay, and the height is also auto, okay. So this is gonna be the text box for this text. So I think this one is good, and we may need to specify the materials, the color, okay. The material of this text box, let me just make it a one line, and the color is CCC, or just CCC. Okay, so this is what we got, right? This is what we got. And you can see here, I do not have the dash, because in my definition, when I generate the MSDF JSON file, I didn't include the dash, so that's why it doesn't appear on the text. Okay, so that is all about the text. So I can just commit this one. I think this is good to go. Module number 10 is done. All right, now let's move to the next one. What is the next? Mixin. Mixin is basically the way the airframe works, just like the CSS, okay. You can check on the documentation about the Mixin to get the full comprehensive idea. So basically it's the airframe CSS. So that's the summary that I can give you, simple summary. But the CSS that we know is actually only the CSS that we know only applies to visual elements inside the document object model. But for this case, the Mixin can also be applied to non-visual objects or component entities, okay. And let me demonstrate the example. Maybe we can create, wait, why did the star is something like this? Okay, so let's create I see. So well, we will create 3 objects. We put it on the center, on the right, and on the left. However, the definition of these objects, we will just going to put it inside an asset tag within assets tag. So for example, in here, so I'm just gonna create assets. You can use as or not, it's up to you. Both are fine. And we start to use the Mixin. Can we have Mixin here? No. Yeah, this one. And then now we kind of try to define a template, if not the class or abstraction for that entity within the Mixin. Oh, not as an entity, not as an object, not as a class, but it's basically some component, not necessarily component. Yeah, maybe components. Yeah, we can create any components basically within the Mixin. Like for example, I will create something called red box maybe, and then I will define this as a geometry component. Okay. So the primitive is a box. Oh, I just gonna put a single line. I think we only need the primitive name only. And then the material. The material is just the color, maybe red. I think it's good to go. Red box. And then let's create the second Mixin. And for now, after we define, this is more like an object, but for the second Mixin, I will try to define animation behavior. So like, for example, I would like to create something called spinning, and then it's basically an animation component. So I'm just gonna define the component as a rotation, something like this, and then with some duration. I'm sorry, I think I need to make it in multiple lines. Rotation with some duration, for example 2 seconds, and then I forget this. We should define the destination first. Like for example 360-degree along the towards the y-axis, so something like this, and then let's make it spinning forever, and it will start with the click from the cursor. Okay, cursor, or I think from the with the cursor. Okay, so this is the second Mixin. The last one, let me define something that really abstract. It doesn't represent or reflect any object or behavior, so it's basically simply a collection of attributes. So like for example, let me do it this way. So we give the ID is what is the example? I'm just gonna use Indonesian language. Hijau. Hijau is mean material, is basically is a color green. All right, something like this. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry, we have an asset. Let's declare some camera in here and some cursor. Okay, default cursor. Okay, for the first entity, I will attach the, maybe let's just attach the same Mixin, which is the red box. So I'm just gonna type here the red box. Okay, I'm just gonna before, oh no, I'm sorry, it should be not red box. The component is the Mixin. Okay, and it's a red box, so something like this. And let's copy and paste this 3 times. And this is what we got. Sorry, so it should be number 11 mixin.html. Yeah, 3 boxes. Okay, so we cannot do anything to the boxes for now. Now let's put the second so maybe I'm just gonna make the center, I'm sorry, the left and the right boxes to spin. So this one is spinning and this one is spinning. Okay, right, not spinning because we need to click it first, right? So I'm just gonna go this way, click it, and it will spin. And this one's also the same. But however, I cannot click on here because it doesn't have spinning Mixin within it. Okay, this one. Right now for the third one, suppose that all of the objects that we have in here are red. If I want to alter or override the red color property, I can go this way. So for example, I just gonna put it here, hijau, then it will turn to green, right? Very simple. However, we need to make sure that the order is very important in this case. For example, if for the red box is hijau red box and the left box is red box hijau, the result will be different. Try to guess. Yep, for this one it will be red and this one will be green. So basically the last Mixin or the last behavior or attribute, that is the one that applies to the object. Okay, but for if the Mixin attributes do not are different, basically different with other Mixin, then the order will not affect the results. So number 2 and number 3 is basically is okay. Both of them are still rotatable. Okay, so I think that's it. Yeah, that's Mixin. So basically, simply said, is the iframes CSS, and the one that will apply primarily is the one on the right, the rightest one. Okay, the most rightest one. Okay, so that's all. Let me commit this one. Now let's move to number 12, proxy event. So what will we do with this? We have quite a lot of things to do in here. We have quite a lot JavaScript libraries that we need to improve in here. We need to include in here. Maybe I'm just gonna take it from my snippet and put it here. I'm sorry, once more, once left. Oh gosh. Okay, this one. So event set proxy event and look at to demonstrate, just to demonstrate the proxy event in this module. Okay, so please make sure that you download this. Just try to Google it. You will find the URL. All right, so let's see. In this scene, we will have a camera with some ID. Okay, and then let's create a cursor, a default cursor. Maybe I'm just gonna make the single line, since we do not want to specify any advanced properties for the cursor. And then the next one, let's create maybe an entity. Okay, a entity, several entity. For the first entity, we will build a triangle. Okay, and inside that triangle, this is a triangle, so it's a 2D plane or 2D object. Upon that triangle, we will generate text. So I'll just gonna use this text component, and let's see. Basically, we want to create two buttons. This is our plan. So we are going to create two buttons, up and down. Okay. So for this one, I'll just maybe call it up button, or maybe up btn, or just ups. Yeah, up btn. And then let's give some attribute in here, make it align center, and then put the baseline on the top. And for the value, let's type up. Okay, and for the wrap count, let's set it 5. Okay, I think we are good to go. And we will create another button on the next entity. Maybe I'm just gonna create it now. So we have another entity, text down button. So it's also aligned center. The baseline, however, I will set it as a button. The value is down, and the wrap count is the same. Just set it 5. Wait, I'm sorry, this is up, so I'll just make it 2 times. Okay, so because it's 4 characters. Okay, so, and then let's set the, I think we need to set the position. Again, position is very important, otherwise it will be on the origin when we cannot see it, because our camera is also in the origin. And here maybe we can put it on a bit on the left, and then 2.5 meters along the y-axis, and it's 3 meters away from the camera. And maybe we just gonna set the material as well as green. I'm sorry, it should be like this way. The attribute is color. This is green. And yeah, I need to make sure this also applies something the same. So wait, maybe wait, Proxy. Yeah, I think it should be lower than this one. Let's check. So this one is number 12, proxy event. Okay, up and down. Where is the down? Give me a moment. This is the down button. Oh, the primitive. I forgot to. Yeah, I need to specify the primitive. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. The geometry. I forgot to type the geometry. Yeah, it should be in this way. Stupid. I'm sorry. The geometry in here should be the same with the one above. Triangle, something like this. So this is what we got. However, we need to rotate this one, right? So let me rotate it. So we need to create a rotation. In here, rotation. I think the flip is along the z-axis, right? So it should be like this. Oh, unfortunately the text is also flipped. Then we need to think another way. So we only want to flip the geometry, the triangle, but leave the text unchanged. Oh, okay, so we need to create an entity within an entity. So it should be like these three items. We are going to declare it or define it. Wait. Yeah, it should be in this place. So I will need to create yet another entity, something like this, and put the component definition in here. Is a triangle, and we will rotate the triangle only. So this is the result. Yes. Okay, now what next? We will create some boxes on the right side. Maybe just one box is okay. Basically we want to demonstrate a controller, right? So we want to press this button and then it will affect the other object. Okay, something similar with the one that we do previously, but this is more advanced. So you will see it later. Just type it by now as I type. Now wait, let's create the box now, and the box have some ID. Maybe let me do it this way. ID is a box. The color is let's see, red, green. Just make it yellow. Okay, and position. Okay, position is very important. The position would be 1.5 minus 3. Okay, let's put it a bit on the right side, and then we will wait. The box will be the one that we want to control actually. So we need to define the animation in here. So let's see the box first. Okay, the box is does appear, and now let me create the animation definition. So I will have a 3 animation that is triggered by different event. this one will be triggered by, the first one will be triggered by this entity. We will set it as a button, so bear with me, you will see how to make it a button. But for this, maybe we're just gonna create maybe up, down, something like this, and this one is reset. Okay. Yeah, and then we will define the property, so all of them will play the position. The animation will be about the position. Okay. Or maybe I'm just gonna, oh no, yeah, I think just make it in two lines, in a multiple lines. And let's maybe set it higher than the initial position, something like this. And let's create another animation for other components in here. This we are set it lower than the initial, and let's just put it back to the original position. Where's the yeah, this is the position, right? This is the original position. Okay. And this animation will be triggered by, so the start events should be called up. I'll just call it up. This down, and this is the, I'm gonna use the regular click. So what is up? Up will be something that is triggered by the press of this entity. So let's try to declare it. So the way we broadcast, not broadcast, click, yeah, it's like executing the event listener. Oh no. So we kind of register a new event, and then the box will respond to that event. Okay, so this is the way we work on it. We have a proxy event. This one is, just call it maybe just proxy event, I think is okay. Proxy event, and then I'm sorry, it's not here, it's supposed to be in this part as a component. Proxy event, and then it is equal to some attributes. So the event is click, so basically it's a click on this entity. The click on this entity, we will broadcast it as a new event with the new name is up, right? The name is up, and the target, this is quite important, the target is box. Okay, this one, box. Okay, and we will declare the similar thing to the entity in here. So we will just deploy on the geometry instead of the text. So I'm just gonna put it here. This one is done. Okay, so this is what we have. So if I click in here, it will reset its own position, and then if we click on the up button, it will goes up, it will go up, it will go down, and if I click in here, it will return to its original position. Okay, so it works. So the event works. Now I got some problem in here. If you can see, suppose that later I meet some condition that kind of on the left side of this object, then if this the case, I cannot press, or at least it's a very difficult to press this button, especially when we are exactly on the left side of this button, right? So as a solution, we will use this one. So this is the reason why we include this JavaScript library. So we will wait. So we have defined our camera right in here as a cam. Now let's instruct or tell the entity, the triangle, to always look at the camera. So this is how we do it. So we, for example, we go in here and define the new component called look at, and we just specify the ID of the camera. So let's do it this one the same, or maybe just test it for this one. Can you see that? Can you tell the difference, right? So the up button always look at our camera. Okay, this is to make sure that we can press the button comfortably. So if you want to have the button always look at the camera, put this down. Okay, now I can commit the module number 12. Proxy event is done. Now let's move to the next one. We still have a lot of modules. Oh gosh, mashallah. And then now is the controller. This is also quite interesting. And for this controller, we need to activate. So let's see. This is number 13. Is a controller. HTML. We need to activate our RVA-X emulator. So it's inspect element, and then this is the RVA-X. Okay. Now, give me a moment. Let's see. So actually, we talk about the controller. There are at least two major or popular controller DOF types, right? The 3DOF and 6DOF type. If we take a look on the head-mounted display emulator provided by the RVA-X emulator, you can see some here. A Google Cardboard and Oculus Go, I believe, is part of the 3DOF. So we can only use or change the orientation of our head, right? We cannot the device cannot detect or track our positional or some positional movement, or they do not did not track the position. But the case for the HTC Vive and then the Oculus Quest, the Oculus Rift, and Samsung Gear VR, etc., they provide additional DOFs, which is the positional. Then that's why they have 6 in total, 6 DOFs. Okay. Now we need to include some other GS library, which are the iframe, extras, and super hands. So I'm just gonna you can find it on Google to get the full URL, and I'm just gonna take it from my snippet. So it's gonna be this way: iframe, extras. By the time I'm writing this code right now is 6.1.1, and then super hands. Okay, you will see why it's necessary to include these two items. All right, now we have a box in here. Okay, maybe we can define some animation component. Okay, something like this, and the animation is rotation from 0.0.0 to 600 degree, I'm sorry, 360 degree 0, and it will start after the click. All right. Okay, let's see. It doesn't rotate. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, we haven't yet declared yeah, I think we need yeah, we usually we need why it doesn't work. Wait, we click it. The start event is click. Oh, because we do not have the cursor. If from the previous example, from the previous module, we need to declare the camera, right? The camera and then the cursor. And by doing this, I think, yeah, we can click on here. Oh, it doesn't rotate. Wait. Is there any problem with the code? Start events. I don't know what is the problem then. Suddenly disappear. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, no. It's -1. It doesn't mean that I cannot click in here. Oh, I see. Oh, no. That's the let me check on the previous one. What did we do? It should work. Is that because the duration? No, I don't think so. The cursor, I do have the cursor. We have declared the cursor. So what is the problem?